Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make these fudgy and decadent tiramisu cookies. This recipe is a fusion between two classic desserts, a tiramisu and some chocolate chip cookies. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is make the cookies, which is a coffee infused cookie base. Start off by combining your dry ingredients in a medium-sized bowl. This includes all-purpose flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt, and some instant espresso powder. Give everything a good mix, and then we're going to set this aside. We're going to be using powdered coffee for this recipe and not brewed coffee, because if we add liquid into the cookie recipe, it will change the texture of the end result. Now in a separate large bowl, we're going to combine together softened unsalted butter. You can use salted butter, but make sure to omit the salt in the dry ingredients. And then I'm adding in some granulated sugar and some light brown sugar. You could also use dark brown sugar if that's what you have. Now using an electric hand mixer or stand mixer, beat this mixture on medium-high speed until it's nice and creamy for about 1 to 2 minutes. Now while I was doing this, I realized that my bowl was a little bit small, so I did move all of this into a larger bowl just because it will be easier to incorporate all of the ingredients in the end. Now once everything's nice and incorporated, I'm going to add in 1 large egg, which is at room temperature, and some vanilla extract. When baking, it's always important to work with room temperature ingredients unless your recipe says so if you want to achieve the best results. Use your mixer to give everything a good mix until it's nice and incorporated. The entire written recipe will be available on my website, thefoodflamingo.com, and you can find a link to that in the description box below. Checking out the recipe on my website really helps, so please be sure to do that. Now we're going to add in all of the dry ingredient mixture that we made in the beginning, and then use a spatula to fold all of this together. You could continue to use your hand mixer on low speed, but I find it way easier to use a spatula. If you love baking cookies as much as I do, then check out all of my other cookie recipes. I will leave a link in the description box below so you can check all of them out on my website. Once the dry ingredients are fully incorporated into the wet ingredients, we're going to go ahead and cover and chill this in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. You can check the website on instructions for making the cookie dough ahead of time. Once chilled, we're going to use a 2 tablespoon cookie scoop or a 1.5 tablespoon cookie scoop to scoop the cookie dough onto a lined baking sheet. This recipe makes about 9 regular sized cookies. You can make them as big or as small as you'd like, but just make sure not to make them too small because we do need some room for the frosting. Once you've scooped out all of the dough, what I like to do is roll out each of these balls to make them smooth. This is optional, so you can skip this if you'd like. We're going to bake the cookies in an oven preheat to 180 degrees Celsius, that is 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 12 to 15 minutes. While the cookies bake, let's make the mascarpone frosting. In a large bowl, combine cold heavy whipping cream. You want to make sure that your cream is chilled and has a fat percentage of 35% or higher, otherwise it's not going to work for this frosting. And then into that I'm adding 200 grams of room temperature mascarpone cheese. It's very important that you use this at room temperature. And then I'm also adding some powdered sugar for some sweetness and a little bit of vanilla extract. If you don't have mascarpone cheese, you could also use cream cheese instead. Now use an electric hand mixer to beat this on high speed until the mixture is nice and fluffy and the cream has reached stiff peaks. This process takes about 4 to 5 minutes if you're using an electric mixer, but this can also be done by hand using a whisk, but it will take a bit longer. This is what your frosting should look like. What I'm going to do is transfer all this frosting into a piping bag fitted with a round tip, and then let's move back to the cookies. Once the cookies baked, what I did was immediately when I removed them from the oven, I used a flat bottom glass to slightly press down the tops so that I have this flat surface to work on. And then after I did that, I let them cool down completely because we do not want to frost hot cookies, otherwise the frosting is going to melt all over the cookies and ruin everything. I'm using the round tip to frost the cookies like so. You can do this, or you can just use an offset spatula to smother the frosting on. You can do whatever you'd like. And lastly, just like tiramisu, we're going to finish this off with some cocoa powder. You can dust a lot, a little, you can do whatever you want. And that's it, your tiramisu cookies are ready to go. The cookie itself is soft and fudgy on the inside and has a slightly crispy exterior. It is bursting with coffee flavor, and the mascarpone frosting is the best. It is silky smooth and has the perfect amount of tanginess that complements the bitterness of the coffee so well. This cookie tastes exactly like you're eating a tiramisu, but just in a cookie form. Remember that the entire written recipe is available on my website, thefoodflamingo.com. Make sure to subscribe for more easy and delicious recipes just like this one. Like the video if you liked it, and comment down below if you've tried this recipe or if there's anything else that you would like me to make. And as always, thank you so much for watching.